Okay, now I want to do an example of graphing A tangent bx minus c. So for instance, I have y equals 2 tangent of 3x minus pi over 2. So I recall what the graph of y equals 2 tangent of 3x was, right? The period was pi over 3, right? Pi over b. So 1/4 of the period is pi over 12. And that's going to be true even if I have this pi over 2 here, right? For this family of functions. So the period is going to stay pi over 3. And what we're going to do is move this to the left or right depending on these constants here. So remember our graph here, we have our tick marks at, here's pi over 12, negative pi over 12, here's 2 pi over 12, negative 2 pi over 12. So I haven't really simplified those tick marks where they're at here, because I'm going to think about this. And so here might be 3 pi over 12, and maybe here's 4 pi over 12. All of those reduce, right? But for graphing purposes and for the purpose of this example, we'd want to do this. And then how about this 2 here? Remember, this is going to be up here, we're going to be at 2. And down here, we're going to be at negative 2. Right, so we've done all this before. Okay, so now we want to think about in this graph. So the question is, how does the graph of let's say y equals f of 3x minus pi over 2 relate to the graph of just y equals f of x. I mean, I can do this in general. I can do this for this function here. Well, basically what we have to do here is take this 3 out. So my f of 3x minus pi over 2 is going to be f of 3x minus pi over 6. So I divided pi over 2 by 3 to get pi over 6 here. So I could do that in general. If I had numbers other than 3, I could do the same sort of thing here to get this. And so the 3 here, this is going to shrink our graph horizontally by a factor 1/3. So you shrink horizontally by a factor 1/3. And here, when I replace x by x minus pi over 6, we shift the graph to the right pi over 6 units. And for this graph up here, it's 2 tick marks. But I don't have to have this exactly at tick marks. If I had 5 here, for instance, I would write things in terms of decimals. I would just shift over 5 units. So you don't want to overgeneralize on that. So now, I'm going to go back up to my graph here. I want to shift it to the right to tick marks. So what happens on my asymptotes? Well, here's this 2 pi over 12 over 2. I'm going to be right here. Right? So I can move my asymptotes here. What about this point here? It's going to move over to here. This point here is going to be here. This point here now is going to be here. My left asymptote is going to be the y-axis, so I have something like that. I've shifted all my units over pi over 2. Well, pi over 6 to the right.